Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here, and welcome to our first team building episode for the UGBC. This week, in week one, we're facing Men Yang of the San Antonio Espurrs, and they have a scary team. Actually, most people in the league have a very scary team. Everybody drafted very well, but this week we're going up against the San Antonio Espurrs. They have Mega Metagross, Clefable, Latias, Infernape, Roserade, Tentacruel, Jolteon, Cinccino, Lantern, Sawk. Who else have they got? I said Roserade. Oh, failing me now. Hold on. It'll be alright. But that's the main. That's most of their team. They've a really good roster. They can really call on a lot. But I figure we should take him. The huge threat of the team that he has is Mega Metagross. That thing could sweep nearly any team. As soon as he has as soon as he's worn us down, that thing can sweep us. So that is a huge threat that he has. And the Clefable is a huge nuisance as well. I'm gonna let you in. I've never admitted it on YouTube, but Clefable is the one mon I despise. I despise it down to the ground. I hate it with a fiery passion. I absolutely despise it. And this guy has it. He has Clefable, so I am not looking forward to having to face it. But the fact of the matter is, I don't get a choice. I have to do it. I'm going to have to deal with it. I don't really have much that can deal with Clefable's bulk. Especially the unaware set. I'm very worried that he's going to bring unaware. That could be a huge problem for us. His Latios is going to be again scary, but I think we have enough to deal with it. I think Jirachi can beat it. The Mamoswine can beat it. Scyther, should be able to beat it. But before I go into before I go on a big ramble about how we're going to beat his team, let's go through what we're going to bring first. And as you can see, right off the bat, we're bringing Megazard X. I thought Megazard X, despite the fact that he's got Clefable, which is probably the biggest check he has, I thought I'm going to have to bring it. Oh, he's got Flygon. That's who he has. He's got Flygon as well. I thought I had to bring Zard X because if I can clean up late game with this thing, I should be fine. I was looking at Mega Metagross. If we can set up a D-Dance along the way, we should be able to deal with Metagross, no problem with Fire Punch. Tough Claws boosts the Fire Punch. Dragon Claw to be able to deal with the Latios and the Flygon if he brings that. And he hasn't got he doesn't have a Steel type. So Dragon Claw can hit pretty much everything for neutrally. He's got a lot of water types. He's got a few water types knocking about. So I need to be careful with that. But if we can get the Metagross out of the way, I'm delighted. I'd be absolutely delighted. And in my book, Zardex will pretty much has done his job by then. So we're rocking Dragon Dance, Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, and Roost to get that recovery. I'm rocking Fire Punch over Flare Blitz because I actually want Zardex around. I want him around as long as possible. I don't want Zardex to be like hitting like a truck and then just dying after a while. I want this guy around to clean up. I don't want him to be a wall breaker. So that's the reason why I've held on Fire Punch. Actually, does this guy get Poison Jab? He doesn't. That's a shame. That would have been handy, but or does he get a Steel? Does he get a Steel type move? Bar Steel Wing? Steel Wing isn't great. Metal Claw? No, he doesn't. Oh, he gets Iron Tail, but I'm not relying on that accuracy. I was just thinking in case with the with the Clefable, it would have been nice. But Zardex for us is mainly just to go in and kind of clean up late game. Hopefully take out the Metagross. I am really hoping that this guy brings his Infernape or Roserade, because we can set up on them two for days, no problem at all. He can Toxic us, he can do whatever he wants. I don't really care. We can set up especially on the Infernape. We can set up because in this league we don't have to Mega Evolve turn 1, so I can stay as Charizard Mega Evolve up. If he's bringing Thunder Punch, great. Well done for him. He'll call me, but I doubt he's going to bring Thunder Punch on an Infernape. So and I kind of do see him bringing the Infernape to kind of deal with Jirachi. He hasn't got much that wants to take Jirachi extremely well, so I can see him bringing the Infernape. So and to be able to deal with Mammoth with Mach Punch, so I can see him bringing the Infernape. And if he does, and he brings it in, I'm going to bring Charizard, and I'm going to hopefully just set up and start hitting a few things. So next up we have our Starman. We have Jirachi. Now Jirachi's holding the Shuka Berry because I want it to be able to live in EQ. That's basically it. It takes half of damage from a super effective EQ hit, and this is kind of like the last ditch effort I have to do with Metagross, is if I can bring this guy in, T-Wave it because it's going to live a hit with a Shuka Berry, and then Charizard, and later as you see Darkness and Mandibuzz should be able to kind of finish it off a little bit. I'm holding Iron Head and Psychic because to deal with the Clefable, the Roserade, and the Tentacruel, because those three mons and Jolteon, he has Jolteon, cannot touch Jirachi. They just cannot touch Jirachi in any way, shape, or form. So I was really so I was going to go Wish Protect, but then I figured if he brings any of them, we can go in with our Jolteon or with our Jirachi. Wish. We can wish up, and then we can proceed to T-Wave something. If he doesn't have the Jolteon, great. We can just T-Wave away, so as to be able to help Zardex be able to speed things, especially them Scarfers if he brings a Scarfer. Iron Head just to be able to, typical Iron Head T-Wave Serene Grace kind of combo to hopefully get the Power Flinch rocking, and to try and maybe deal with Clefable a little bit. I know we don't have much investment in it, but I'm hoping it does enough. If Clefable, I'm really worried with the Clefable, but there's not much that can really take on Clefable, especially I have Weezing, but Calm Mind or Store Power or Clefable is still going to do a lot. So I really want to, if he's not unaware, I want to be able to come in and just set up and kill. That's kind of my line on it. So that's where I'm kind of going with it. So this guy's, I brought Jirachi to be able to just deal with his kind of special bulky walls and some of his special attackers like Jolteon, and as last ditch effort to be able to kind of paralyze that not only paralyze Metagross, but this guy, if it's Starman or Jirachi, is a great counter to Latios as well. So it does so much for us, especially defensively, and I'm rocking a very standard, especially defensive spread. I might just dump a bit more in the special defense because I don't see why we need a speed EVs. I just put it in there because it was standard, but I probably will have to look into it more. Actually, to be fair, I'm probably not even going to use it. I'm not even going to use that speed. There's not one instance I don't think we actually need that speed, so I might just dump it into the extra 4 in attack. That should work. That should work. We'll have plenty of power. That should work. Because I want to be able to, because if he's bringing choice Jolteon, I want to be able to lift them hits a little bit better. Or he's probably going to have Orb Latios, and I want to be able to lift them hits a little bit better. And I don't see where the speed comes into, because his Wally stuff that we're going to switch into to kind of deal with, we can take them, as is. We're going to outspeed him as is, and so a little bit of extra bulk going to be too bad. So that's our Starman, that's our Jirachi. I'm kind of very happy the fact that this guy is such a good switch into so many of his mons, and the Shuka Berry should come in handy, hopefully, if he happens to carry some Earthquake shenanigans. So yeah, I'm happy with them too. So I said I start with them too, even though Zardex doesn't kind of deal with a lot of mons offensively. It really does kind of just hit hard. So I said, yeah, let's roll with that. So next, if I can find my mouse, there we go. So next up, I said I'm going to bring Mamoswine, and I was going to Scarf Mamoswine. And if you can kind of see, I'm rocking Priority as well, which is kind of weird with a Scarf Mon, but I wanted Ice Shard in case he brought Scarf Flygon. So I wanted Ice Shard so as to be able to OHKO that as quickly as possible. And then after that, this guy wrecks shop. EQ or Mega Metagross. He's not going to like it. Um, I can Icicle Crash the Roserade, I can EQ his Tentacool, I can EQ his Jolteon, I can knock off his Latios, I can Icicle Shard his Latios. It does so much. It does so much. The Chinchino, it's not like the Chinchino is not going to live that much from the Mammoth Swine either. So, and the Jirachi can take care, eat hits from the Chinchino. So I was delighted. I thought this set would suit perfectly for us. So that was the reason behind that. So I think Quaking now could potentially put in a lot of work to actually wear down our opponent's team and hopefully be able to allow Fear Me to be able to come in and just finish them off, you know. So after that, I was kind of looking at the team and I figured I don't want hazards on me. I didn't see how I can incorporate hazards too well. I've played around with Jirachi a few times at this point, and I really wanted T-Wave, and I wanted Wish, and I needed something to be able to deal with Roserade and Tentacool at some point. So I figured I'm going to have to go. So I figured I wasn't going to bring rocks. So I felt no shame then in saying, right, I'm going to defog. I won't rapid spin, or I won't bring any hazards myself. And I'll just try and wear them down with the other mons I have if I want Charizard X to come on in later on and tidy up. So this led me to using Mandibuzz, and I was thinking about using Mandibuzz before I started team building because this Mandibuzz is such a great check against Mega Metagross. It's such a great check. Foul play does so much to anyone who wants to set up on us physically. It does so much. I've defog, like I said, so we don't have rocks on our side of the field. I've Whirlwind for his mons that want to set up specially on us. Particularly Clefable, I can see him coming in with Clefable to take a foul play, and if he does, I want to Whirlwind that Clefable out before he even considers going for a Calm Mind or a Stored Power. So that's kind of one way of phasing it. I know it's not. It's kind of just situational when he brings in Clefable, but for me, if I can just Whirlwind it out before he gets it set up, I feel I'll be a lot more happier. And then I have Roost just to get some reliable recovery. And Mandibuzz is bulky. It is really bulky. So I'm happy enough to be using that. So after all that, I was kind of looking at the rest of my team, and I didn't want to bring, or like the rest of the draft we had, and I didn't really want to bring stuff that was, how should I say it? I didn't really want to bring stuff that I felt would hinder my team a little bit. Like I was looking at some stuff, and I was looking at Regirock, and I didn't feel Regirock was right at the time for this game. I felt Infernape was going to do too much, and he had too many water types, too many grass types. I felt it wasn't going to fit in. And I was looking about, I didn't feel Weezing was going to be a good choice because I wanted something a little bit more with a bit, like I wanted something a bit more with a bit of bulk, but like that can hit offensively a little bit as well. And I felt Weezing didn't do enough for me in this game, so I decided to hold back on Weezing. And I didn't want, and like a lot of my RU picks were bulk, so I didn't want to bring Configurus, even though I was tempted with Metagross. I figured I'd hold back Configurus again because I'm pretty sure we have to play the Espurrs twice because they're in our same division. So I said I'll hold back on Configurus. It'll get its time to shine at some point during the league, and I decided to go with Marge. our Tangrowth, and I went with a Saltfest. So as to literally, I know I said I wanted someone with a bit of offensive presence, but like this guy's got base 1 attack, base 110 special attack. He's going to hit hard, and with a Saltfest and a decent dump into physical defense, this guy is just going to be a monster takedown. We're rocking Giga Drain, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Leaf Storm. Earthquake to deal with Jolteon and Tentacruel. Giga Drain to be able to deal with Giga Drain, Leaf Storm to be able to deal with Lantern and whatever. Knockoff to be able to deal with Latios or any, basically just to be able to knock off items. Like Knockoff is such a great move. I figured, look, better bring it, like, you know, because he'll be switching mons in on top of a Tangrowth. If he's bringing Tentacle or Roserade or anything like that, and I can just come in and knock off stuff, so it's great. Although I wouldn't want to stay in with a Roserade with Tangrowth. I'll probably switch out into somebody else to be able to deal with it. And then finally I said I'm going to throw Leaf Storm on it because it's a special attacking move. We were kind of lacking a little bit especially offensively, and I said, and I just figured, you know, if I feel like I can KO something with Tangrowth and I need to hit something, I need to hit something hard, I better have something there ready to rock and roll. So I said I'll bring the Leaf Storm. So we're rocking a physically bulky set. Like I said, I'm hoping it'll work out. I'm hoping I don't regret putting a little bit more EVs into attack and special attack, but I think it should be fine with the way it is. And with Giga Drain we have a little bit of recovery going on as well, despite having the Assault Vest. So I think overall this guy is like he's going to eat hits, and it's going to be a nuisance to take down, because if he doesn't have a flying type, and Roserade and Tentacle are his poison types, but I'm planning on not having them staying around for long. And then last but not least, I figured I'll bring Sword or Scyther. And you're probably looking at it now, and I say the first thing you're seeing is Swords Dance Baton Pass, and yes, I am bringing Swords Dance Baton Pass. Now, the reason why I decided on Scyther to begin with is I felt Scyther can deal with Sock, it can deal with Infernape, if we're in on it first, it can deal with, if it's not Jolly, that is, if Infernape's not Jolly. Hopefully we're not, but we'll see. I'm hoping to have it gone before we even get to that point, between Mandibles and whatnot. It deals with Sock, Infernape, Roserade, and it gives me switch initiative with U-turn. And then I want a Swords Dance Baton Pass. Like as you can tell, our team's very physically offensive. It's not especially offensive at all, so I figured if we can set up a Swords Dance, especially on the Roserade, I'm looking at Roserade and Tentacruel here against the Scyther. If we can set up a Swords Dance and Baton Pass out of there, you know, and we can put that +2 on Mamoswine, or we can put that +2 on Charizard X, you know, literally no one's going to want to stay in for too long against it, because we're going to be destroying things. Plus, I figured we were starting to get a little bit too bulky, you know, between Starman, Darkness, and Marge. I kind of figured let's just go with something really that could put a lot of offensive pressure on him with an SD. And if he's bringing Magikarp Clefable, which I am praying he does, if he brings Magikarp Clefable, then this thing will destroy. Now I know the one problem I have is that I don't really know how. Until he uses a setup move, I'm not going to know if he's unaware of Magikarp. I could see him bringing unaware, if I'm honest, because he'll see Zardex, and I'd be thinking I have to bring unaware to stop setup against me. But if he goes Magikarp, I think we should be golden. I think we should be safe, and I think we should pick up the win. Personally, I think we should. I think we kind of covered a lot of his mons with the team. I think Infernape can be a bit of an issue, but to be fair, a Scarfed Infernape will be trouble. But again, Zardex can kind of set up on Infernape, and unless he's rocking Thunder Punch, you know, the Mandibles can kind of deal with it. And but if he's not Scarfed, the Mamoswine can kind of come in on a safe switch and hit it with an EQ. Especially if he goes for a fire type attack. If we can kind of lure him with the Starmie and bring in the Mamoswine and EQ it, we'd be golden. He only has the one. He only has the one ground immunity. Oh no, he has 2 ground immunities in Latios and Flygon, I believe. So that should be safe enough. But yeah, that's the team overall. I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. I think it's I think it suits us. I think it's going to suit us right down to the core. And yeah, I'll wrap it up there. Let me know what you think of the team. I'm obviously not going to post this before we have our battles, but Let me know what you think of the team, any suggestions, all that kind of fun stuff. And if you like the video, please click like down below. And if you want to see more UGBC stuff coming your way, please click subscribe. And on that note, you guys, I'll see you next time.